Hey, if you're getting this video, it's because you've either worked with me or you are working with me, but I wanted to do a quick update video on just the new real estate laws that the Department of Justice, implemented. We've been on the forefront of this for a year and a half now. It's just now hit news. There's a lot of confusion and such, but there's some changes and there's some things that haven't changed. And so I'll start with anybody looking to sell their house. Commissions have always been negotiable, but I think a lot of people didn't make that clear, and there were some bad communication practices. And so in the past, when you listed a house in the listing agreement, it would say the listing brokerage is charging X percentage. If a procuring agent from a buyer comes and brings their buyer, then we will share some of that percentage with that buyer. And it was more of an agreement on the back end between the seller and the listing agent. And then the commission aspect was a brokerage to brokerage conversation based upon the agreement. Now the compensations are all going to be negotiated inside of the contract. And so you're going to pay your listing broker, whatever you agree to pay your listing broker. And then there is still a spot where you can say, hey, yes, we are going to offer concessions for whatever, compensation, closing costs. But then the buyer is now going to, if they want to have you pay for their agent, they're going to put that in the offer. So everything is a consumer to consumer, like buyer to buyer conversation through the offer. So when you get an offer, all of these asks are going to be right in the offer, and you're going to be able to negotiate accordingly. Fun fact is that the commercial world in real estate has always been this way. If you wanted to get paid on a commercial deal, it was part of the terms of the contract. Now, for my sellers out there, I do still think it is important to help pay a buyer's broker, and that's for a few reasons. The first of which, I've got 5 active listings right now. I have people texting me every day if my listings are offering compensation. If I say no, I guarantee you that sometimes some of the buyers won't want to see those because they want to get represented and maybe they can't afford to pay additional X percentage when they're bringing the closing costs and all that good stuff. So I think it's going to increase the amount of people that come to your listing. The second thing is, it is good to have an agent involved on both sides because it helps keep the deal flowing smoothly. And also there's some legal weight that's put on the realtors that you no longer have to bear. And we pay insurance for that. We're licensed to do the contracts and help make sure everything's buttoned up. And then also, when you bought the house, you probably benefited from a buyer's agent commissions being offered too. So it doesn't have to be 3%. It can be fully negotiable. It is fully negotiable, but I do think it would be helpful. And that's the main thing. So for my buyers out there, the first thing is that I have to have a written agreement if you want me to show you properties. So in the past, be like, hey, Sam, will you show me these houses? And I say, yes, let's go show it. Now I need to have one form of written agreement in place in order to let you into a house. The first would be just a touring agreement. This isn't like a buyer's representation agreement at all. This is just saying, hey, you're signing this document and now we can go tour homes. It lasts for 72 hours. The second type of agreement would be some sort of buyer's rep agreement where I'm actually acting on your behalf and serving you as your realtor and you're my client. And then we can go look at houses. So that's the first change. You have to have a written agreement in place to go see houses. The second thing is that your commission may or may not come from the seller. Now, I've worked in all sorts of different scenarios over my 8 years in real estate, for sale by owners, people not offering commission, people offering a certain amount of commission. I've never had a buyer have to pay out of their pocket. There is a thin chance that might happen, but it's probably not going to happen because most of the sellers right now that I'm still dealing with, both on the selling side and on the and for my buyer clients, are still paying some form of compensation. And guess what? That's what I'm going to charge you. So it's not anything that comes out of your pocket. So wanted to make that clear. Touring agreement. compensation. And the last thing for everybody is that in the past in RealTracs, we'd be able to see commission, the amount of commission offered. We can't see that anymore. Now, we can never filter by that. I never ran my business off of if somebody was paying 3% or somebody was paying 2%, I would try to steer you to a different house. I just always took, what was getting offered. Some people might have run their business that way, not sure, but now there is no commission advertised on the MLS whatsoever. It can be in other marketing materials. It just can't be on our listing service. So that's the main gist of the changes. But if you have any questions or you want to holler at me, I'd be more than happy to, to share more and to talk through the market and all that good stuff. So hope you're all having a good day. Talk to you soon. Bye.